Okay guys, so this is going to be my recipe for New Year's cake pops. This is just a recipe I kind of went off from a Wilton recipe for red velvet cake pops, and I'm kind of turning it into my own. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a container of frosting. This is just a 1 pound 16 ounce container. You're not going to use the whole thing, but a thing of frosting, an 18.25 ounce cake mix. I decided to go with this by Duff Goldman Blue Suede. I thought that would be fun. I'm trying to make these look like, you know, the ball that drops on New Year's Eve. Then just something to roll them in. I picked these blue kind of sparkly sprinkles. You're going to need some kind of chocolate to melt and roll them in when they're done. I picked this almond bark, and yeah, I just picked this up at Target. Some sticks to put the cake balls on, a container of dry pudding mix, 4 eggs, water, and either vegetable oil or I'm using canola oil. So those are the main ingredients, and let's get into the recipe. Alright, so the first step is to add the whole cake mix in and the entire pudding mix. And I forgot to mention that you want the 3.4 ounce pudding mix, and to add the whole thing in and mix that up. And then next you're going to add the water, 1 cup of water and 1/3 cup vegetable oil, and mix that together. Okay, so I just mixed in the 1 cup of water, and now I'm going to add 4 eggs, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, 4 whole eggs. Alright, so I've added the eggs, the water, and the oil, and I'm just going to mix for about 2 minutes till it's all really well combined. Okay, so now that it's all mixed up, I oiled up a pan. This is the 14 by 10 inch pan, but you can use a 13 by 9 inch pan, and we're just going to pour the cake in, and I have the oven preheated to 350, and we're going to bake it for 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, and then once your cake is done in the oven, just take it out and let it cool. Okay, once the cake is cooled, you're going to cut it in half and put half of it into a bowl and just crumble it until there are no big pieces left. Okay, once you have the cake all crumbled, you're going to add half of your frosting in and mix it up. Okay, once you have the cake and the frosting all mixed together, I'm just lining a baking sheet with some parchment paper, and I'm going to roll them into balls and just place them on here. Okay, so I rolled all of my cake into balls, and I managed about 21. It depends, you know, what size, how many you want. And then you want to put them in the fridge and have them cool for at least 2 hours. I'm going to put them in overnight because it's really late, and then we'll finish them up tomorrow. Okay guys, so it's the next day, and these have been sitting out, and as you can see, somebody had 2 of them when I wasn't looking. So they're firm now, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take the chocolate and we're going to melt it in the microwave. I like to do it in 30 to 40 minute intervals and then stir it. And then once it's melted, we'll do our next step. Alright, so the next step is I melted the chocolate, and I almost forgot this step. So what we're going to do next is, here, maybe I can... Here. You're going to dip the tip of the stick into the chocolate, and then you're going to take one of the cake pop balls.
No, we have to do this one.
Put it in.
Mommy,
So
that's
it looks
my
like that.
part. That's
And then you're going to set it like this, and you want it to harden a little so the cake pop and the stick kind of stick together. Alright, so minus a few snackers I've had stop by and Carter helping, this is what it's going to look like when you're done with this step, and I'm just going to put it in the fridge for it to hurry up. It'll probably only take 20 minutes for these to harden. And I forgot to say before I put them in last night, I could have done this step last night. I totally forgot. So yeah, we're just going to let those harden, and then they'll be ready to dip. Alright, so I ended up just melting all the chocolate on a low heat on the stove. It seems to be working better. And now I'm just going to dip them in and get them all covered. Carter, if I can. And I'll show you the next step. So then when you're done dipping them in chocolate, I just poured sprinkles over them, and a cake pop stand would make this a lot easier, but these are going to be flat at the bottom. And then just let them cool until the chocolate's hard.